Alright, let's go. Finally got the YouTube up. Welcome to the channel, gentlemen, ladies, degenerates everywhere. We got the Flem Fires YouTube up. Really the point of this channel, I'm going to be running through a lot of DFS lineups and parlays, plays on the sports books, you name it. Really just every week going through lineups, giving my takes and building them for you and just, giving my explanation. Showing you matchups I like, players I like to go off that week. So this video is going to be two DFS lineups that I built. I'm going to build them again and just give you my explanation why I like them. Players I like in the game, matchups, what to look for. I'll definitely be going through, plays on the books, making absolute heater parlays for the people. And I hope you ride with me. The NBA season is right around the corner. We got LeBron with me, always giving me guidance throughout the plays. So I'm excited for the NBA season. That's going to be an absolute movie. But let's start up with week 5 here. DFS kicking it off. This is an interesting week. A lot of weird games, like games I'm not even thinking about touching, and then games I think players go off on both sides. That's what you want to look for. You want to correlate your lineups to the best game. So one game I'm going to start off with. This lineup I built, it's already built in. I was left with 0 in the salary, so that's good. My other lineup actually has 500 left remaining, but I'm kind of just going to ride with it. I like the lineup a lot. So this is one. I'm starting off. Don't know how the people feel here. But the Cowboys need to get it going. They look all right, but Dak and CD haven't really popped off yet. And the breakout game is due. That's the thing, too. You need to be buying these guys before they go up in value. That's how you win. Dak is priced at $8,000. It's still, it's a decent price to pay. And look, Dallas, Sunday Night Football, America's team against a great Steelers defense, right? Well, let's see what the Cowboys got. So I'm going to go Dak at QB, and when I'm putting Dak, the most expensive guy in the market out of all the games is CD. You got to stack them. Sunday Night Football. Let's see what they're made of. Dak and CD, airing it out. Come on. I just think they're bound to go off Sunday Night Football under the lights. I love Pickens too. He's going to be in my other lineup. I'll get to that, but there's just no better Sunday Night Football. The Cowboys and the Steelers defense is nice, so I don't know if people are going to play this a lot, but and then what else are we going to do? Bang, we're throwing Ferguson in there. So I'm really taking a shot at the Cowboys just lighting it up on Sunday Night Football. To win these, you're going to have to correlate a lot of plays, like a QB stacked with a wide receiver, maybe 2, tight end. You know what it is. All right, so that's the first wide receiver 1, tight end, QB stack. Let's go to RB. The RBs I came up with were Josh Jacobs here. And then going way cheaper but great value on him is Trey Sermon. Josh Jacobs is playing the Rams. Listen, he hasn't scored yet, I don't believe, this year. The Rams defense is pretty sorry. The Packers should be cooking, so you're gonna hope Josh Jacobs gets to the 2-yard line twice and falls in. That's all I need. 70 yards, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns, maybe catches a few balls. Hallelujah, wheels up. Then Trey Sermon, he's making his first start, I believe, in the NFL. Again, the Jags look sorry as ever. Their pass defense is horrendous, which we will be getting to also. But yeah, Trey Sermon, I like Javonte here too. I was really tossed up between Javonte and Trey Sermon. But it's really tough to put the Broncos offense in. Even though they're playing the Raiders, I like to go with the unknown. There's some, you don't really know 100% what Trey Sermon is going to give you, and that's what I feel like you need in these lineups. Some sort of wild card to bring it together. Javonte, he had his first good game last week. Maybe he does it again, but I'm just going to go with the more kind of unproven guy that is the wild card. I don't think he'll be in too many lineups, even though he's a good price, but, we'll see. That's what we got there. Sticking to this game, like I said in the beginning, there are going to be high-scoring games where players are going off, and then games like, where are we at? Like the Carolina-Chicago game, all right, maybe some players on the Bears go off, but, I don't want to touch that. Miami-New England, that's horrifying. I just can't. Maybe Tyreek catches a screen. I don't know, but games I just don't want to really touch. So whose defense sucks? The Colts. So who's bound to go off? Brian Thomas. I love him this week. Listen, the Jags are 0-4. They're literally on their last breath of life. Brian Thomas looks like the best player on their offense. And if Indy's scoring, which they should be, the Jags got to stay in the game. I think Brian Thomas beats him deep a couple of times. He's one of those big hit-or-miss guys that you need in these lineups to actually win. Like, if you're going for the win, you need these guys that could break 4 catches for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, you just need these guys. And then, also staying in this game, we're going to go a little cheaper, and when healthy, he just always eats. Josh Downs. And AR was just officially listed, downgraded to doubtful, which is why it's kind of good to wait a little bit to make these lineups. See where players are at and kind of figure out what you want to do with that. Josh Downs, the Jags defense is sorry. So we got 2 players on Indy. We got basically the whole Cowboys offense and Brian Thomas. So that's really 2 games with half my lineup, which I'm fine with. 2 guys on Indy. I hope their offense is looking good. It should be against the sorry Jags defense. Flacco is going to be playing, so he's going to be tossing it to Josh Downs. You just got to think he gets him down the field, then Trey Sermon scores twice. That's all I really need from my running backs. In the flex, this is also why we go a little cheaper there at RB. We save some capital for the man right here. Where is he? I'm lost. Oh, here. Jaden Reed. Bang. Just to do it all, he's literally Debo for the Packers. He's just Debo. So I love him. Again, sticking with the team, the Green Bay Packers against the Rams. Pretty sorry defense. Jaden Reed gets him down the field. Josh Jacobs falls in a few times. The crowd goes wild. And then we're going to finish off here, the best defensive matchup of the week. I don't know why they're so far down. This literally makes no sense. Like, why would you be playing the Niners against the Cardinals? Like, they need to score. The Ravens against Cincinnati at 4,500 doesn't make sense. Give me the Broncos against the sorry Raiders. No Devontae Adams. They're lost, and they're only priced at 4,000. Easy. So this is a lineup I love. I entered this into the 33, 70K guaranteed. I believe it's 10K up top. So I should be coming home with 10 schmickles off of this lineup. Easy peasy, right? Dak and the whole Cowboys offense goes off. The Packers have a day. And then that shootout game with the Colts and the Jags in division. That's how those games usually play out. You're going to stick in these high-scoring games. Again, I love the Sunday night football aspect. Under the lights, America's team, so-called, the Cowboys. Let's see what they could do. So that's lineup 1 that I built, that I like. Let's go clear all. And lineup 2, this one I already entered into this 55, 300K Sunday NFL bomb. 100 bands up top. If I win, it's going to be a good Sunday. Boys are up. I'm going to the casino. I'm giving $5K to the nearest homeless guy. And I'm going to make him turn it into $100K too. So, like I said, sticking to the correlation. This is weird kind of play here, but I love it. I just don't know how many people will do this. So we're going to go Brock and just load up on the Niners. We're not only going to go Debo, who is sort of injured, didn't get too involved last week, but he's bound to go off this week. He was more expensive. Now you're kind of buying him a little lower. So give me the Brock Debo stack. And come on, bro. Ayuk is bound to go off. He struggled. They just paid this man 30 M's a year. 30 M's a year. He walks off the field with a game check for like 1.8 mil every game. They got to get him involved, yes. And here's what people are going to do. What are they going to do? Yeah, the Niners might run the ball 20 plus times, so everyone's going to have Jordan Mason in their lineup. But the Niners need this game too. Like the Cardinals need this game, but the Niners are sitting at 2-2. They don't look like they're all gelling really right now. And what do they need? Ayuk looks a little out of the game plan. He doesn't really look like he's kind of gelling. He had the time off in the offseason. Wasn't really with the team until the week before the season. So he missed a month. So it kind of makes sense that it's going to take him a month to kind of regroup and find his role, find his groove back in the offense. And what better game to just re-click with Brock Purdy, have the offense firing on all cylinders than against the Cardinals. Like, come on. Division matchup. And the Niners just need a game where they're like, all right, we're scoring 42 today. Like, I don't care what the score is. If the Cardinals have 0, we are running it up. They need a game to just come back to the locker room and be like, okay, yep, we're the best. Like, we're the best team. No one's stopping us. Give me this whole Niners offense. Like, this could be 100 points right here. Debo could have 2 touchdowns and Ayuk can have 125 yards. Like, I'm just seeing a masterclass for the Niners. I'll pay for it. Moving on here. We'll stay at wide receiver because we're already here. This is a guy I'm keeping in both lineups, Jayden Reed. Listen, he's just unreal. Debo and Jayden Reed are like clones of each other. I love both of them. Loved him in the offseason. And look, Dobbs was just suspended. Watson's not playing. The Rams secondary is pretty sorry. It's Reed, it's Wicks, and Jordan Love. That's why I have Josh Jacobs in my other lineup. I was toying with the Jordan Love, Jayden Reed, Dontavian Wicks stack, but I ultimately went with this Niners stack. Jordan Love is 8,200, so I saved some bread at QB with Brock and that stack. Yes, I would have saved because Wicks is only priced at like plus 5,900, which is absurd to me. This is mega value too. I'm definitely going to make another lineup probably with that stack. But for now, this is what I'm going with for this lineup. Let's go to RB. And like I said, Jordan Mason, a lot of people will have him. He'll probably get 1 million carries, whatever. Derrick Henry too. He's been on fire. He's just priced so high. We're going to go down a little bit. Kyron too might have a day. But I'm looking at Ken Walker against the Giants. And yes, coming off a monster game. He was hurt for a while, but look at the 2 games he played. 100 yards and a touchdown. Last week, Thursday Night Football, or prime time, whatever it was, 80 yards and 3 touchdowns. He caught a few passes. So when he's healthy, he is just an animal. And the thing with the Seahawks this week against the Giants, I think they're going to come out with more of a conservative game plan. Not to say they're not going to hawk it up to DK once or twice for the touchdown. Yeah, probably. But the Giants have no Malik Neighbors. Singletary, I believe, has been ruled out, or he's doubtful, which means he's not going to play. So the Giants might put up 6 points in this game, not even. So the Seahawks don't really, they kind of just want to slow the game down, maybe run the football and just score a few times and play defense and just maintain possession. If no need to air it out and get into a shootout with the Giants, they're not going to score. In Seattle, the Giants are walking into a nightmare. They're going to lose by 3 touchdowns. So Ken Walker, hopefully gets like 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Might phase off a bit in the second half, which, isn't ideal, but as long as he gets to that 20 points in the first half, like, he probably will. I'm cool with that. Where are we at here? RB2. And again, I still have 500 left on the board. And I might be just fine with that. My RB2 I have in this lineup was Ekeler. It looks gross. It looks pretty sorry on paper. But listen, Ekeler against the Browns defense, that looks horrible. Brian Robinson, I don't think is playing. I'm pretty sure he's out. Even if he plays, questionable with the knee injury. They're playing a Browns, a team that they should light up. Like, are they really going to risk Brian Robinson getting hurt against a Cleveland team that they're going to beat anyway? Another guy I was looking at in this range too, like, I could get my salary to 0 and switch Ekeler with Najee or Ekeler with Swift, but Swift does look horrible until the last game. Yes, they're playing the Panthers, but I don't know. Swift is just not that good to me. Najee, it's just, he's a guy that'll get you 10, but he won't get you 30, which you need in this. Like, Ekeler can catch 6 balls for 60 yards, touchdown through the air, and then get 9 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown. Like, that is he's very capable of that, especially if Brian Robinson isn't playing. And I'm just going to go with the hot offense. Compared to the Bears offense, shaky every week. Najee, like, the Steelers haven't really been that good on offense. I'm going for the upside. Ekeler here. Again, Javonte is just cheaper. I kind of like him too, though. So I'm cool with Ekeler as my RB2. Tight end. We have Trey McBride in the lineup. He is questionable now with the rib injury. I don't really understand. I think he'll play. I mean, I'm also, with Trey McBride in this lineup, I'm correlating it with this Niners game. I think the Niners are going to put up points through the air. I have their whole offense. So the Cardinals need to throw the ball to get back points. So I have Trey in the lineup. Besides Marv, he's their go-to guy. And like I said, I'm still going to be stuck with 500 remaining. So I just went with basically the most expensive tight end. I don't know if Kittle's playing. He might. Again, I have the whole Niners, so not going to go the actual whole team. But this might change because if he doesn't play, obviously I'm not putting him in the lineup. My flex, well, first off, I'm just riding with the Broncos defense this week. They're the best matchup. I think a good amount of people will see that. Like, they're right in the middle, low priced. But I don't care. The Broncos defense is legit, and the Raiders have nothing, bro. Like, I may as well suit up for them at this point. Devontae is going to be at the snack bar. He's done. Like, the Raiders, there's not much hope. Now, why am I left with 500 when I have 6,500? I can get Waddle against a horrible. That's just, I can't touch this game. I'm sorry. The Dolphins are disgusting. All these guys. DJ Moore against Carolina, sure. But, again, the Bears got a lot of mouths to feed over there. Maybe they run the ball all day. Who knows? So I'm trickling down. Yes, Amari against the Commanders. Looks really good, but the Browns, it's just really hard to put anyone from the Cleveland Browns in your lineup. Like, I'm just not going to do it. But what I start the video off with, Sunday Night Football. The stars are going to come out, and who better than George Pickens, I love him this week. I think he absolutely fries the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. A game that the Cowboys need, so they're going to be putting up points, but who else do the Steelers throw to besides George? Him versus that Cowboys secondary, Trayvon Diggs. Malik Neighbors just absolutely cooked him last week. He cooks everyone. Cowboys defense just isn't really hitting right now. And that Sunday Night Football just atmosphere, that feeling, like the players know they're on the national stage. Pickens at home has Cowboys coming in who should be putting up points. So the Steelers are going to need to put up points in this game. They're going to have to throw the ball, and it's going to be up to Pickens. I can see him walking away with 115 yards and 2 touchdowns, 8 catches, and just having a day. Yes, I'm left with 500, but not every lineup. Like, this is just how it correlated. Like, I can go back to RB here and get Najee and max out the salary, or I can go Swift, who's coming off a monster game against the worst defense in the NFL, which I think everyone's going to play, so I'm just not going to do that. If everyone's on one side of something, I'm going to fade a little bit. Cam Akers, stop. Even though it's a Bill, stop. Jerome, stop. No Jerome Ford. Chase Brown against Baltimore, no. Backup. Charbonnet, backup. I have Ken Walker. It's just Eckler. He might just be starting and get 7 catches and a touchdown for 60 yards and 60 yards on the ground for a touchdown. Like, why? I just love him here. At first, I was looking at it like no, and then I rethought and realized Brian Robinson hurt everything. And again, at RB2, like, I can upgrade from Ken Walker, but do I want to? Like, Achane, the Dolphins offense, I think he might actually have a good game, but I know Kenneth Walker is going to cook the Giants, so I'm just keeping him. I like him. I need him in a lineup. James Conner would max me out, but San Fran, yeah, the run defense doesn't look great. I don't know. I like Ken Walker. You don't have to max out your salary to have a performing team. Ayuk, I could upgrade, but I'm just going with the Niners correlation. Their offense hits. Ayuk is bound to go off at some point. What better game than the Cardinals? So this is my second lineup. Jaden Reed's in both. He's an animal. If I wanted to upgrade from him, Marv, yes, I like Marv or Diggs, and I'm sticking with my gut. I think Jaden Reed has another monster game. Him and Debo in the same lineup is just the twins. Like, they're just gonna. You need guys like that can score 30 any given week to win these big lineups. So that's what I'm going with. And yeah, so first DFS lineups in the books. I will be posting NFL plays I like on, like, I'll just be going through FanDuel and running player props. That's my thing, is player props. Probably won't be doing too many team. It'll be all player props. Maybe I'll run a few team parlays, but you know. So tune back in for those. Let's see how these lineups perform, bro. I think they both at least cash me out. I like the 33. The first one I like a lot. I have a good feeling about that one. This team I like a lot too. Of course I like them. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. And just come back for more of these. If you like seeing the lineups built, the thought process, if you like the player prop analysis, tune in. And yeah, the firing squad is up, boys.